guys, can you believe this swimming pool here is a 10,000 litre pool, and we keep it at a constant temperature of around 31 degrees Celsius, which is 88 degrees Fahrenheit, and it costs us only about $85 per year in electricity to do that. Impossible, you think? It's not. Stick with me in this video and I'll show you how. Welcome to part 3 of my Ultimate Pool series here. If you haven't already seen part 1 and part 2 of my videos, please check them out. The link's at the top of the screen here or at the end of this video, where I show you all about how amazing this kind of a pool, this type of pool really is, and we also show you the entire build process of this amazing pool project. But today I'm going to talk about the running costs of this particular pool with real numbers. So let's jump right into it. Okay guys, no, it is not clickbait. It genuinely only costs us around $85 per year in electricity to run this entire pool and keep it at that really cozy 31 degrees Celsius, around about 88 degrees Fahrenheit. Now I know that sounds completely impossible, but in our particular case here on this home, we actually run a very large extensive solar system as well, so that does bring the cost down. But just let me say right now, just elaborate, if we did not have any solar power on this home, this pool would still be incredibly cheap to heat, and it would be around about, in US dollars, around about $340 per year. That's per year to keep this pool heated to that temperature of around 88 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 31 degrees Celsius. Now you might ask, well, how is that really possible? Okay, firstly, this pool does run using a heat pump system, so we do of course get a huge efficiency boost by the fact of, if we put in, for example, 2 kilowatts of electricity into our heat pump system here, it's actually pumping about 10 kilowatts of heat energy into this pool. So number one is we're running a heat pump system. But the second and probably even more important thing here is that in comparison to a typical in-ground pool, a pool like this is very well insulated right through that framing structure and through the shell of the pool, which a lot of in-ground pools are not. You've got the pool sitting into right against ground, and that ground would suck a lot of heat out of the pool even if you have that pool heated. In addition to that, of course, this type of pool does have a very large insulated cover that goes on the pool, and that not only keeps all the dirt and all the rubbish out of the pool, it actually massively retains the heat in the pool, so all of the pool heating that you're doing with your heat pump will actually be very well retained within the pool, and you will have minimum heat loss into the atmosphere. Okay, to give you guys some just useful upfront key numbers, in the last full year of operating this pool, it used 2,150 kilowatt hours of electricity for that entire year. Now that's for running all of the pool pumps when we're using it, and all of the heat pump heating, everything in total. So it's actually pretty darn good. Now just to give you a picture here, we are located in Auckland, New Zealand, down in the southern hemisphere, and our climate is quite temperate. Pretty much from around 15 degrees Celsius in the winter is typical temperature, and 25 degrees Celsius in the summertime. So that gives you an idea of how much temperature differential there is between our outdoor atmosphere and what's in the insulated pool here. Okay, so here's the real numbers. So if you take a look at this graph for a moment, this is our energy monitoring system, and this is measuring exactly how much total electricity is going into our swim spa, and that includes running the pump motors and all of the heat pump heating as well combined. That's the combined number here, and you'll see from the graph that it's just under around about 200 kilowatt hours per month on average across this year. There's a few months there where it's down. That was where obviously the month of the year we don't really use it too cold, or it's closed where we're just doing a clean out, and also maybe away on holiday. But in total here, you've got for the entire year a total energy consumption by the pool of 2,150 kilowatt hours. Okay, now I did claim that this pool only costs us around $85 per year to run. Now the reason why is essentially in this second graph here. I'm not going to explain the whole graph in detail. I'll do that in part 4 of my video series here. Check it out at the link at the end of this video. However, I just wanted to show you the graph here so that you can see an idea. Essentially, around about 75% of the time when we're doing our pool heating, which is scheduled to run from around 11 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon, we have significant excess solar power coming from our solar system. So in other words, only around just under 25% of our energy consumption is coming directly from the power grid that we actually having to pay for, and that's roughly indicated by the blue sections on this graph here. And this is why, although if we didn't have a solar system, we'd be paying around $340 of electricity per annum for this pool, but in our particular case it's only costing around $85 per year in electricity, because we're getting a significant boost from our solar system as well. So I'll just talk about seasonal usage here for a moment of a pool like this. Now, of course, again, we're in a very temperate climate here, so it doesn't get super cold or super hot. We are using this pool for virtually all year round. Only probably the 1 month of July that we would generally not use this pool. It's not so much too cold, but it's just generally very dark and very rainy and not particularly pleasant to come outside here. So around about 11 months of the year we have this pool fully functional, and we do come out and swim in it multiple times per week. Okay, so I want to make a little comparison with a couple of other pool types here. Now, you'll talk to people or friends that you know that might have big in-ground pools, and you'll hear stories straight away of situations where that pool, even with a heat pump, can only really be effectively heated for that real summer swimming season of the year, and you can easily be up into hundreds of dollars per month to run that heat pump to heat that larger pool just for the summer season, to even a lower temperature than this pool. And of course, one of the reasons is a lot of that heat is escaping out of the pool constantly as you're heating it, which is not an issue you'd have with a pool like this. Now, I'd also compare another pool type. Before we installed this pool here, we had a small spa type jacuzzi pool around the size of this little area here that we can see right now. Now, it didn't have a heat pump heating system. It had a traditional electric element, which is of course a lot less efficient. Now, the running cost of that per month, bearing in mind that of course you generally keep that up at a higher temperature, being a jacuzzi, around about 38 to 40 degrees Celsius, much hotter than a pool like this, it was actually costing us around $30 to $40 a month in electricity cost just to heat that small jacuzzi, which is actually more than what this huge pool here, this 10,000 litre pool, costs us to keep heated at the constant temperature that we do. So something to consider there. Okay guys, yeah, I think that's a pretty good summary of what, the real running costs of a pool like this are. Some of you might be quite astounded by the numbers that you have seen, but they're real numbers. They're off our system here. There's no manipulated numbers here. I don't sell pools, or I don't sell any of this equipment. This is an unbiased review. Now, if you haven't already, please look at my other videos in relation to this ultimate pool, on more about the pool itself, and also in part 2 around the full construction project here and putting this pool here in place. Now, I will also be loading another video, part 4, which talks specifically about solar electricity on your home and how fantastically well that can integrate with your heat pump heating in a pool like this. It is just absolutely fantastic. So once again, I hope you found this information useful, and please do like and subscribe so you can come back and find us again, and hopefully we'll see you guys watching some of my future videos. Thanks for watching.